Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Sony just can't catch a break this year, boys and girls, because the latest addition to their disastrous dumpster fire of a year after the Concord disaster turned into the biggest dumpster fire in video game history, well, now it looks like Until Dawn's PS5 and PC remake is flopping. Boys and girls, it has failed to hit with the audiences in any way, shape, or form, and considering the fact that it apparently is a broken and buggy and glitchy mess for a lot of fans out there, this game has turned into a disastrous dumpster fire and will end up costing Sony hundreds of millions of dollars, and concerning the path that they decided to walk down, this is something that they absolutely deserve, and we know that developers already faced massive amounts of layoffs, and well, ladies and gentlemen, now it looks like we know why, because this game is a dumpster fire of a disaster. Until Dawn PS5 and PC remake suffers a rough launch. Oh, that's a nice way of putting it, IGN. Always the shills for Sony after all, boys and girls, but there is no denying when you cut through the BS, you cut through the nonsense, that this game is going to be a huge loss for Sony in a year where they've already had another disastrous dumpster fire. This company is losing hundreds of millions of dollars because they decided to bet on a new agenda, a new audience out there that simply does not exist, and they decided to tangle with the devil that was Sweet Baby Inc., and now they're getting exactly what they deserve. So we're going to check this article from IGN.com, cut through their BS, and break it down to you exactly how much of a disastrous dumpster fire this game is. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share it with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Were you, like me, excited about this Until Dawn remake out there and actually want to be able to play it on your PC or your new PS5 out there? Do you believe this is something that they are going to be able to fix, but do you think it will be a little too late for the whole situation going? Because I know, for one, considering the $60 price tag on this is not a game that I was going to go out there and play, even though it is spooky season, and a lot of people want us to play some spooky games right now. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well so you can find us whenever we go live playing games on this channel. So, from IGN.com, Jump Scare. Oh yeah, that's one way to put it. It's definitely a jump scare for Sony, by Ryan Dinsdale. Sony's Until Dawn remake for PlayStation 5 and PC is having a rough launch, with not just technical issues, but low player numbers too as well. Yes, this has flopped. The remake of the 2015 horror game, which comes with updated graphics, technical improvements, and minor story changes. Notice how that's something IGN completely and totally avoids, but don't worry, we'll find an article from that Park Place or Bounty to Comics eventually on all of the story changes that they've made. Launched October 4th with a full price tag of $59.99, $60, and no cheaper upgrade options for those who have the original, which is something we've already seen have happen in the past. This seemingly wasn't too appealing for PC players, as Until Dawn has debuted to a peak concurrent player count of just 2,607 players on Steam, according to the tracking website SteamDB. That is abysmally bad. Other single-player PlayStation games performed much better when making the jump to PC, with Ghost of Tsushima reaching 77,000 concurrent players, God of War reaching 73,000, and Spider-Man reaching 66,000 on Valve's platform. That shows you how much, I mean, not even 10% of other comparable single-player titles are playing this game right now. This is bad. Until Dawn's Steam launch is the worst Sony debut on Steam since the ill-fated Concord. Yes, the DEI agenda-driven nonsense out there that absolutely fell flat with the audiences. And of course, Sackboy, a big adventure as well. The small player base is reporting a myriad of issues as well. Until Dawn currently has a mixed user review rating on Steam, with just 69% giggity of reviews being positive. That is abysmally bad. That is not good in any way, shape, or form. Not as bad as Concord, but still pretty bad. The review deemed most helpful recommends the game, but complains that the required PlayStation Network account, oh, color us shocked there. You'd think Sony would have learned from its lesson from all of the backlash it got with Helldivers, but no, of course not. They just doubled down, where a bunch of people that want to play on Steam are now required to create a new PlayStation Network account, give your email over to, and access to Sony. Boy, I wonder why nobody on Steam wants to play this game. Poor optimization, music changes from the original, bugs, and poor controls at times. Other reviews also comment on ray tracing and DLS not working alongside graphical issues which destroy immersion. Oh, wow, a buggy, broken mess, something that wasn't ready on launch and that they're asking you to pay $60 for. Wow, where have we seen this song and dance before? Others comment on the full price tag for the originally 9-year-old game, and it's still launching with issues. Yeah, really? Like, how old is this game, and you're still launching a broken and buggy mess? Developer Ballistic Moon, which suffered a significant round of layoffs even before the Until Dawn remake launched, which of course will now be even worse, if not actually end up seeing the studio completely and totally shuttered, like what we have seen happen so many times in the past when games flop like this, has acknowledged the problems in a post release today, October 8th. We understood that some of you may have encountered some technical issues or bugs, and we'd love to hear from you so we can address these concerns. We're also aware of a couple of reoccurring issues, such as HDR and AMD FSR frame generation settings not functioning as intended, and issues with the save and load. Yeah, the save and load issue is really funny because if you try to save and load, just try to save a particular character, Sam, on your next load, they will come back as a zombie person. I don't know if this is a glitch or an actual intended thing to do, but either way, it's probably a glitch that's actually really funny and they probably shouldn't fix it. But I'm sure they will end up doing that. But hey, that would be a fun feature to add. We hear you and we're actively testing fixes for these issues and more. We will provide further information with our next patch updates. Issues are not exclusive to the PC version of the game, however. The tech experts at Digital Foundry noted the PS5 version has a frame pacing or frame ordering issues. 30 frames per second, which is supposed to be playing at 60, and 1440p output with significant aliasing on a high contrast edges and break up when there's motion on screen. So literally, as the game moves, it literally breaks in the middle of your screen right there. It'll literally be choppy because you're trying to play it at even a halfway decent frame rate, 30 frames per second, at a 44p, and not even try to do the full-blown 60 FPS and try to max it out all the way. So that's just absolutely insane. Ballistic Moon has at least said updates are coming, but there may be too little too late for those who've already spent the $60 on the remake. No release dates or windows have been shared for these fixes. Until Dawn fans are also got a kick out of the story changes in the remake, with some thinking a sequel is on the way. The universe is expanding elsewhere too, as filming wrapped up on the Until Dawn movie adaptation earlier in October. But here's one of the problems with this. They clearly rushed this. This clearly was a cash grab with the outrageous price tag on this thing, and they were just going to have a slam dunk. But guess what? Sony, like so many other people out there in the entertainment industry, are finding out that guess what? Your audiences have been and always will continue to be smarter than you. They smelled the stink right from the beginning, and that's why nobody is buying this game. That's why nobody is playing this game out there on Steam, and Sony has another disastrous dumpster fire of a flop on their hands. Is it as bad as Concord? No! But it's pretty damn close, which means this game is going to cost the company hundreds of millions of dollars because of the decisions that they have made, trying to rush things, trying to go with a cash grab, and now it's falling flat. At the end of the day, Sony, you decided to chase a more modern audience that simply doesn't exist. You thought that you could just slap the label of a remake on something without giving us a good quality game, and then with such an outrageous price, you are now finding out that you get exactly what you deserve, Sony.